Hi, my name is Rita Freeman, and I'm a professional astrologer and psychic. And what I want to speak to you in this little video clip about is retrograde, planets in retrograde motion. As the planets go around the sun, they pass through the various sections of the solar system, cordoned off and named after the constellations that appear above them. As the planets go around the sun, all of them except the Earth do what's called retrograde. Retrograde motion is that energy or that part of the orbit of a planet that sort of stalls. If you take something that's on the end of a string and whip it around, okay, you'll feel that there's a point in that circle or in that whip, if you will, that's the object is moving real quickly. And then there's a point, if we're doing slow motion, there's a point at which it sort of lobs. Okay, so what happens is as the planets go around the sun, they have that energy where they sort of lob in the air, and that's called retrograde. And all of the planets do it, except the Earth. And retrograde motion simply is the influence of it astrologically. Whatever that planet rules, governs, and injects into your life, that influence is stinted, it's muted, it's retarded, can sometimes be altered or even to the point of complication. For the purposes of this discussion, we're going to talk about Mercury retrograde, since Mercury is retrograde right now. The planet Mercury, the smallest planet up close to the sun, has a little tight orbit. It governs the tongue and the brain in the human being, how we think and communicate. It rules business, financial, transaction, and flow. And when Mercury retrogrades, we have problems with computer crashes and communications devices, lost telephones, misunderstandings, scrambled meanings, crossed wires. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo jointly, and anytime there's a retrograde, Gemini and Virgo are always on the hit list of signs involved. Mercury went retrograde on Election Day, the 6th of November this year, 2012, at 6:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It will go direct or come out of retrograde and pick up that regular fast motion on November the 26th at 5:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, Mercury can retrograde in one sign and sort of back up into the other. The actual planet doesn't back up, but what happens is because the planet's energy or the planet's motion is so retarded, as things progress forward, it actually passes it. And so while Mercury started, for example, this retrograde on the 6th in Sagittarius, things have moved along. Mercury hasn't, and now it's seemingly back in Scorpio. It went back into Scorpio on the 14th of November. That's important for you Taurus and Scorpios watching, or for those of you who are dealing with Taurus and Scorpio. So the retrograde began in the sign of Sagittarius on the 14th of November, went back into Scorpio, where it will remain until the 26th of November, when Mercury picks up speed and goes forward again, will re-enter Sagittarius, pick up its energy, and then take off into other signs throughout the winter. Now, people affected at the beginning of the retrograde, which, by the way, always lasts 20, 21 days, Mercury retrograde, Sagittarius, especially Gemini, Virgo, and Scorpio and Taurus were grossly affected by the retrograde. Now that hit list is sort of re-scrambled since the 14th, and now the head of the list is Scorpio, Taurus, few scattered Sages. That has to do with when you were born and how old you are. Gemini and, of course, Virgo, always. Gemini and Virgo are always on the list. Financial, well, the whole country's having financial issues, but a financial transaction and flow can be affected. It's communications that really take the biggest hit. Now, the retrograde will end on the 26th, and things need about 3 to 5 days to improve, and then we'll pick up from there. I do a daily mailer called Star Scopes, where we go into this sort of thing, and people get alerts. I do all 12 signs of the zodiac. It's a paid subscription, and you can sign up for it on this site, and it's sent out to people all over the world, and you get it for the next day, the day before. But if you want to check it out, you can also look it up off to the side of the home page. You will see a sampling of, like, the 14th of November or the 16th of November or whatever listed there for you to click on and read. It won't be posted till the day after it's expired, because that wouldn't be fair to the paid list to be having their they pay for it and then you get it free. But at least hindsight, they say, is 2020. So take a look at it and see if perhaps having it in advance wouldn't have saved you time, effort, grief, money. Sometimes having star scopes, many times having star scopes will save a lot of butts. I get emails all the time about, oh, thank God I had star scopes, saved my butt. I also want to point out to you that there are other services. You can ask questions on the homepage. There's an easy forum, up to 2 questions for $25. I do live telephone sessions where you talk to me personally, just like this here, not broadcasted, but just like this. And there's a flat rate for that, no hidden fees. I place the call in the continental United States. And other birthday forums and other types of things. Just noodle around the site and have a good time. Do me a favor, tell someone, anyone, about the Voice of Astrology today. In the near future, we'll be doing live broadcasts where you'll be able to phone in and ask me questions free. I hope I've been informative. If you have any more questions about the retrograde, or specifically how this particular retrograde is going to affect you, please let me know. The next retrograde will be in 2013 in the sign of Pisces at the end of February, in the month of March, and we'll be discussing that at some future date. You have yourself a spanky time now, and thanks for dropping in. Bye-bye.